What's up guys, Omni here. Guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topics, tweets, videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow? Hey guys, today is January 3rd, 2024. That's right, I said it, 2024. I've been saying 2023 accidentally. I'm going to be doing it, for a couple of days, but we're already here, man. Guys, time is going to be flying so fast, okay? I know we just got into 2024, but I have a feeling like in a few days it's about to be 2025. And yet, only 2 days into this freaking new year, we've got mayhem. We got some good news too as well, okay guys? It's not all just doom and gloom and drama. I'm here to filter you guys and let you know what's happening, both good and bad, okay? So you can relax, all right? You can relax. But guys, pause, okay? First, I have some exciting news to share with you guys, okay? This is a pretty big deal. I am very excited to announce that dbrand has officially become our channel's first official partner. What do you mean by that? For those of you guys who don't know, dbrand is a company that excels in making heavily customized accessories for electronic devices. Phones, laptops, gaming systems, controllers, AirPods. If you can think it, they probably have it. Given that we cover topics that cover technology pretty frequently on this channel, the Omni X dbrand is a perfect, harmonious match made in heaven. They've partnered closely with other YouTubers that you guys probably already know, including PewDiePie.
Yeah, a really funny brand to work with, dbrand. They've been great. Good product. Very nice. And you look epic.
MKBHD, our gang, Philip DeFranco, Linus Tech Tips, and more. So yeah, to be a part of that legendary roster is pretty freaking cool. Anyway, long story short, okay, going forward, I'm going to be showing you guys occasionally throughout this channel everything that dbrand has to offer. If you guys got any kind of new tech or gear or devices over the holidays, I highly suggest you guys check out dbrand's inventory. They've got you covered. Literally, because, the skins. I'll keep you guys posted as dbrand drops their cool products. And again, special thanks to dbrand for becoming this channel's first official sponsor. Now that you guys got the awesome news out the way, we got an Illuminaughtii update, okay? Our first Illuminaughtii update of the year, but this looks like it's going to be a reverse Uno from what we've been hearing about Illuminaughtii. Apparently, she's getting cooked for 2 reasons that I would have never actually thought. I looked into this already a little bit and I don't believe it. Something about this is cat. Okay, the accounting Omni is going to come out in here because it has to do with Blair, aka Illuminaughtii, and her financials. Okay, but first, Brave Player said H Bomber Guy calling out Illuminaughtii for how bad her content has gotten. It's quite funny how much she has fallen. And there's a clip here that says Illuminaughtii's quality control standards have somehow gotten worse. And the latest video, the voiceover just cuts out for 5 minutes. That is a YouTuber's worst freaking nightmare, bro, is to upload a video and then just, you just got 5 minutes of darkness. I actually have done something like that once in the past. This is only something that probably usually like video creators and YouTubers can understand, but I uploaded a video, I finished it, but then there was just 5 minutes of just darkness because I had put a random clip all the way at the end of the video, right? So the video was only supposed to be like 10 minutes long. It ended up being like 21 minutes long, 11 minutes of just empty, dark, black space, and then a random... Sometimes I just toss stuff over to the timeline like that, but that's only ever happened once, and that was a long time ago. What exactly happened here with Illuminaughtii?
What about other storms? And why does this keep happening?
No! Somebody getting fired. No! I actually like her editing. I don't know who her editor is, but I kind of like some of the little, transitions that are going on here. But literally, this clip here is 1 minute and 10 seconds. I'm talking over it because there is literally no speech. You got the background and everything, but yeah, her audio just did not make it to the final file, and people are poking jokes at that being the case. Also, okay, in a completely reverse Uno, Illuminaughtii, aka Blair, you guys know that she's been suing Oz Media and members of Sad Milk, trying to take people's homes and take everyone and drag her down with her, okay? Apparently, she is being sued by the freaking state of Colorado. Apparently she has a judgment on her. I don't understand it, okay? I briefly looked at this already, and I do not understand somebody as rich as Illuminaughtii has a judgment and potentially a lien on their properties for back taxes, which I looked in the amount shouldn't even mean a bucket to her. Something is going on. This video here by Mad Catster, who I absolutely absolutely love, by the way. This is the first video I saw of him. He's a cat dad, therefore we share that internal bond, and he's pretty funny as well, okay? But he made this video 2 or 3 days ago, and I'll play his intro clip, and then there's 2 clips that I want to show you when it comes to number 1, the judgment, and then number 2, apparently she owes other creditors as well. Why does she owe these people money?
Hey there, I'm the Mad Catster. I'm glad to see you here. Well, we know that Blair, the Illuminaughtii, is suing her former partner, Oz Media, as well as a couple of her former employees. Well, the tables have been turned because now the Illuminaughtii is being sued herself by both the state of Colorado and creditors. You know me, I've got the deets and all the receipts, so buckle up and let's go.
I love this guy already. I'm like 30 seconds in. Got 3 cats. He's a cat dad. I like the little poster they had in the background. I like this man's energy.
I've now learned that she herself has been the subject and is the subject of a couple of legal actions. And the first thing I want to talk about here is Colorado has what's known as a delinquent taxpayer list. And Colorado is where Illuminaughtii lives. So this is public information, but this is from the Colorado Department of Revenue. And you'll see Blair here, and I've redacted, of course, the personal information. And you can see that they show that she owes taxes from 2021 in the amount of $11,000.
So I'm going to pause it here because I can just read it off to you guys. She owes $14,000 in taxes dating back from 2020 and 2021, and she is on the delinquent list. I don't know if that includes taxes potentially from 2022 that are maybe not delinquent yet because it's still early, but this confuses me, okay? This confuses the accounting Omni because Illuminaughtii, prior to all of this drama, was getting 200,000, 300,000 views per video, sponsors on everything, okay? Before all of this mayhem, she was a money-making machine. I have to believe somehow, some way that Illuminaughtii is a millionaire because I looked at the revenue, I looked at her view counts, I looked at everything. I can see how well she was doing. So for her to not be able to pay $14K in delinquent funds is extremely confusing because the IRS are the last people that you want to owe money to, okay? Even if it's just a freaking dime, you do not want to owe money to the IRS because they will come and get you and murk you. In a lot of cases, put you in freaking jail for dodging taxes. In this kind of situation, you will get a judgment. You could get a freaking lien on your property. It's bad for your credit score. There's literally, I can't think of a single good reason for her to keep this kind of delinquency of taxes of such a low amount that I would imagine be for her, unless A, somehow it benefited her, B, she just forgot because she's so rich she doesn't care, or C, she's not doing so good or so hot financially. I don't understand it.
That's currently pending in court that was just filed a couple of weeks ago. So you see here is the court document that I got from the clerk in Colorado. And it says Department of Revenue versus Blair. Again, I redacted it. It's the Colorado Department of Revenue. On July 3rd, they got a distraint warrant, which is apparently what they call this particular type of action that they filed in the court. On July 3rd, the case was closed because the court issued judgment. My guess is she didn't fight it or try to fight it. And it says status unsatisfied. She has not paid this according to this. And the judgment amount is for $26,796 total, and that's just the principal.
Oh my God. So wait a minute. If this was a judgment that was entered as of July for $26,000, that's on top of what was being owed earlier, then that means that principal and stuff has been collected, and she's still on the delinquent list. If she's still on there, then that means it still hasn't been paid, or maybe what is going on, dog?
In order to satisfy that, if she doesn't pay it, they may try to get a lien maybe on her house or on some other property of hers to try to get that paid off. So if I were her, I'd address that pretty fast because the one entity you don't want to screw with is the government, whether it's your state, local, or federal government, because they will not ignore this. No. I'm guessing she's financially not in the best position right now, in my opinion, when you see this lawsuit that one of her creditors filed.
I can't understand it. Someone's got to make it make sense for me. She was making buco duco dollars. This should be a penny for her. I do not get it.
Assessor and interest, Wayfair First Electronic Bank Genesis FS Card Services Inc. My guess is that Wayfair is like Wayfair, you know, the online retailer. So the amount claimed from the defendant is now get this, is principal of $3,611.18 plus accumulated interest and costs. That's really weird to me because you would think with all the money that she must make off her channel,
right,
that a $3,600 debt wouldn't be something you would default on. That's why I'm saying I'm wondering if she's having bigger financial problems than we're aware of.
I mean, again, the ongoing trend for those of you guys who have been keeping up, it seems like Blair has been using people from Sad Milk, Oz Media, Wonderstruck, all of these people with fresh credit and then getting them interlooped into her finances, getting them to be co-signers. She's got probably some bad credit. I don't know, but I don't understand. I do not understand. It does not make sense to me. And I need someone to make it make sense because I don't see why somebody, maybe she's so rich, maybe she doesn't care. That's the only thing that I can think of because I cannot see Blair being in a position where she's broke. But yeah, here's the boy, okay? Since we're showing cat dads from one cat dad to another, that's the Illuminati situation. Hopefully, I mean, this thing gets, again, patched up really soon. We're going to be getting a video from Oz Media really soon. That might shut everything down. I think karma might be catching up. 2024 might not be the best year for her. I'll keep you guys posted. But here's Indi, okay? I know you guys are tired of seeing her Illuminati. So here's the boy. He was sunbathing. I showed you my Indi. Now you got to give me likes and subscribes. All right, that's the deal. Guys, two quick updates on what we talked about. Two topics that we talked about on Monday, 2 days ago. There was one, the earthquake that happened in Tokyo that was really bad. Apparently, a lot of you guys are from Japan. Okay, I said something like, hey, if you're from Japan, be careful. And a lot of you guys came on the comments was like, hey, I'm in Japan right now. I didn't feel anything, or I'm safe, or whatever. Yeah, I didn't know there was so many of you guys over there from Tokyo. What's up, squad? Hope you guys are doing good. Apparently, though, Japan is not doing so good, bro. They had a disaster that happened yesterday and a disaster that happened today. And I'm just going to let you know just a quick update on what occurred. But before that, Skittles has said, I don't know if you're going to talk about it, but the DMV just had an earthquake, which is weird because Japan also had an earthquake, and then New York. I think the end is near for us. Bro, people have been saying that it's the end of the world since 2020, dog. Just roll with the punches, okay? But when it comes to the DMV, I had talked about how there was an earthquake 10 years ago. We ain't never seen anything ever again since then. And then I guess somewhere around the middle of the night, around 2 a.m., 3 a.m., there was like a 2.3 Richter scale of an earthquake that nobody felt. All my friends were like, did you guys hear about the earthquake? Did you hear about it? I ain't feel it. It wasn't enough to wake anybody up, okay? So it was just one of those boring things. But kind of strange and weird when an earthquake does happen in the DMV. It's so rare and it's so odd. It's like, well, that's a little sketchy. So what happened yesterday was a fire. An entire airplane caught on fire as it was landing on the strip here with 300 plus passengers. Absolutely scary and terrifying. I already have a fear when it comes to airplanes. Here's my thing. When it comes to freaking airplanes, right? I already know that if something bad happens, I'm gone. Rest in peace. I'm not going to be like, oh, I hope so. No, if I'm getting got and I'm like tens of thousands of feet in the air, I'm like, all right, well, there was a good life. I'm gone, all right? But I'm not that great when it comes to like landings, okay? Because it's just that stomach feeling, you hit pretty hard or whatever, and then the whole breakage thing, something just doesn't feel right about it. So this would be terrifying for me because this plane was landing and then it caught on fire simultaneously. There's clips, thousands of clips of people recording it as they were landing, what was happening. The people inside were frightened. They had to evacuate all of these people from this airplane that was getting caught on fire because I believe it crashed into another vehicle that was already on the ground. Good Lord. There it is. It's already on fire. It already hit what was over there. And now it's just on fire, trying to come to a break and come to a landing because you got to evacuate these passengers. There's 300 plus people in there. That's terrifying. That's some spooky stuff. That's some spooky stuff. Here's another clip where people are evacuating, luckily and thankfully. I believe that when it came to the passenger list, the people who were on this plane, they were all able to evacuate without any deaths. Unfortunately, however, the actual incident where they crashed into another vehicle, there were 5 passengers in that system or whatever, and they passed away, unfortunately. So it's, oh my gosh, Japan right now seems to be kind of going through it. Apparently there was like another fire that happened like in a supermarket. Now disasters happen all the time, right? So this might be one of those things where people are kind of like looking at Japan and looking for the next disaster to happen specifically in Japanese Tokyo, but I'm removing all that bad juju, okay? I don't want any more energy going in that direction, in that area, okay? No more freaking tragedies. I'll let you guys know if there's any money that does pop up, but good Lord, I really hope, guys, please stay safe out in these streets, all right, man? Be good out there, be vigilant. I mean, I'm glad this wasn't something that could have been a lot worse. Rest in peace to the guys that passed away, but I'm glad that at least the people here, 300s of people survived what could have been a terrible freaking incident. The second thing I wanted to show you guys was the update to Mickey Mouse becoming public domain. Okay, just a quick short segment. You guys already know about this. The mouse is free. You may use his likeness and make money off of it. Okay, the freaking IP is out and about, and all I've been seeing for the past 2 days is terrifying Mickey recreations. Every single movie producer around Hollywood is coming out with their own version of Mickey the mouse, and he's scary, he has a knife, and he's terrifying. Horrible films that'll probably get 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, that it's going to be the year of the mouse and the Mickey and terrible shows. Eventually, somebody will do really good with it. Like this was a really cool painting, public domain expansion, and it's got Mickey here doing the Mickey Mouse Club House. Man, I love Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. I love Jujutsu Kaisen so much, but seeing Mickey doing his public domain expansion, yeah. If you type in Mickey Mouse, all you will see are all these people trying to use his IP. This one from Discussing Film that you guys told me to say. First look at another Steamboat Willie horror movie, which begins filming in spring. The film will follow a sadistic mouse who torments a group of unsuspecting ferry passengers. Mickey Mouse has become the new the new Freddy, bro. The new Five Nights at Freddy. That's, oh my Lord. I actually really like the concept. We watched the clip of Steamboat Willie. He's a menace. He's actually a menace. He went on a boat and just started harassing and destroying animals everywhere for no reason. He was just singing, and then he just started swinging the cat by the tail. I could not believe that as a cat tail. I was like, ain't no way, Mickey. I didn't know these were your roots, brother. But evil Mickey is gonna be running amok. Apparently there's a film that comes out on March. I can't show you the trailer because it got me copyright striked when I played a little bit, but yeah, it looks really bad. And it's basically replacing, you know, the whole concept of Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy as the evil animatronic type thing from Chuck E. Cheese's. Well, now Mickey is going to be that guy, and it's going to be really bad. Somebody's going to do it really good. There was an idea that somebody brought up that I thought was very freaking cool. It's definitely not going to happen, but Shrek 5. If they had Shrek 5 and the bad person was Mickey Mouse, oh my God, like they could do so much with it. We've been seeing like so much like visual evolution when it comes to like Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. I would love to see some kind of mix with Pixar and using like the 2D cartoon elements of Mickey. The closest thing that we got to that was probably One Piece, when Luffy turned Gear 5 and it started becoming like very cartoonish. Now imagine you took that out of the anime and put that into like a Shrek film, and you collided the Shrek with the Pixar elements with the, oh my God, just make me a producer. Just make me a movie producer and I would create literally peak for you guys, okay? Give me the power and the control and the money. And then, yeah, I'll make sure you guys have a good time. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we have the first official apology video of 2024, and it's coming from somebody I was not expecting at all. Yandere Dev. All right. Here we go again. And guys, sit back, buckle up. This is going to be one of those videos that you're going to be like, why does this exist in the first place? Why do humans exist on this universe? How is it possible for you to find yourself in a place where you actually have to come and make a video about this? given the context. If you guys don't know who this is, or you don't know who Yandere Dev is or the situation, the quick TLDR, there's plenty of like long-winded videos and articles that talk about the subject in great detail. The quick, in case you need to know, that this guy makes video games. He's called Yandere Dev because he was making a game called Yandere some Dev, or I think it's Yandere, whatever. Yandere means in Japan, a woman who wants to kill you, okay? But she's really hot, so you're kind of turned on by it, okay? Imagine, you know, those animes where you see like a really hot girl and she, boom, pulls out a knife and says, if you ever cheat on me, I will slit your throat. And guys are like, ooh, yeah, I like that. The thought of dying to a very hot girl, not so bad. These girls, Yandere Dev in an anime and tropes, they usually go about, you know, killing their senpais, their boyfriends, worshiping over them, and if they don't return the love and sensation that they want, they will murk you. And he was going to make a game about it. It actually sounds pretty fun and pretty cool. They were mixing the elements of like Hitman, a shooting game, mixed with like, you know, high school and going around and stuffing. You had to hide the body, put it in lockers. It was a pretty interesting concept. I think it would have been pretty successful if he would have just worked on the game, but he didn't because he was talking to an underage fan. Apparently the fan had came out and released like all of these clips with their conversations of them talking and they were disgusting. They were nasty. This is a grown-ass man. I think he's like above 30 or something like that. And the person that was talking about it was 16. So yeah, you already kind of see what's happening there. He made a post apologizing about it, but not a video. And now he's following up with a video to address the allegations. The only problem is that he is actually confessed already to talking with an underage fan. Like, you've already confessed it. So at that point, any other allegation, this is like Yandere Dev is what people want Dream to be, who has already confessed that he's been talking inappropriately to minors and now he's trying to backtrack or whatever. But yeah, ever since then, people have backed out of his game, voice actors. The game still has not come out till this day. Oh my God, what a cursed game that would be if it ever dropped. And yeah, now he's made an apology video titled Addressing the Allegation. I wonder if it got deleted. The last time, oh, that's right. Wasn't there a guy from the H-Bomber situation? He made an apology video. And the first 2 minutes of the apology video, he was crying. I can't remember his name. He got his channel. He deleted everything from his channel and then he just cried for 2 minutes in his apology video. Was like, hey guys, I'm gonna still make content maybe on Patreon, or maybe I'll bring the videos back or something. And then he deleted the... All right, let's see. Did Yandere Dev delete his apology video? He didn't. It's still here. 424,000 views. Let's buckle in, guys, because that's the story of Yandere Dev. What does he have to say? Does he want to defend himself? Does he want to say it's not true? What can happen here? Because all I can see is basically 15 minutes of an absolute train wreck.
Hello, I'm Yandere Dev, the developer of Yandere Simulator. Last year, an extremely serious allegation was made about me that I would like to address. The accusation is that I attempted to groom an underage fan of my game. I will take accountability and admit that I did discuss inappropriate topics with a fan. However, the accusation that I deliberately attempted to groom this fan is false.
Oh my God. 25 seconds. My man's is already cooked. Look. Okay, I'm a grown-ass man, and I have no reason to be talking to 15-year-old, 16-year-old girls. None at all. None of these kids should be in my DMs where I'm talking to them and having conversations, especially at the level that he did. I've talked about this before. The only time that I have interactions with people who are younger than me was back when I was like in the Smash community, right? And I'd be at a tournament, and I'd be playing, and little Timmy's in the tournament with me, and I'm like, dang. This is a young kid who's playing Smash. I'm about to destroy them. I'm about to bop them. I'm going to ruin their life. And I'm going to make sure they never come back to these tournaments again. I'm going to make them cry. That's the only time I've ever interacted with somebody who was probably younger than me, was usually in like Smash tournaments. And then after that, and after I've made them cry and made them rethink if they should ever play this video again because I bopped them so hard and four-stocked them or whatever, I'm like, good games, kid. You know, go back to playing Fortnite or Minecraft. Okay, you don't belong here. But that's it. There's no conversation piece. There's nothing. There's no discussion. I've had people message me of all ages in DMs, and I don't really engage too much because there are so many people who contact me that I can't keep up with everybody. That's one. So for me to hyper focus on any one person, Yandere Dev having like 2 million plus subscribers, to hyper focus on one person, number one, it has to be deliberate. You have to be wanting something out of this interaction. And number two, I don't know what my second part is. The point is that this can't just be something that's done kind of like off the cusp. I was just talking and it wasn't supposed to be. Nah. To engage with somebody who was super underage willingly for a long time and to have you got to know specifically what it is you're doing. I don't know why I'm doing the Keith Lee, but here we are.
In this video, I would like to apologize for what I feel I should apologize for.
Okay.
But I would also like to give you the full story so that you know what is true and what isn't true.
Oh, so there's some falsities.
Let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
Last year, a fan of my game contacted me and wanted to chat.
Okay.
Usually, when a fan tries to talk with me, I just tell them that I'm too busy. But this person seemed really nice and friendly and funny, so I decided, you know what, sure, let's talk. She let me know right off the bat that she was 16, but I didn't see any problem with that. When I was 16, I had online friends that were in their 20s and 30s, so it just didn't feel weird to me.
All right, I got to sink into my chair. This is going to not see why potentially talking to a 15, 16-year-old girl as a grown man who's a fan of you, to not literally just be like, yeah, I didn't understand. All right, here we go again. Mans is either A, lying, or B, so ignorant that should be a crime in itself.
In the beginning, our conversations were normal, but she had a kind of adult sense of humor, and every now and then she would bring up a topic or ask a question that wasn't really appropriate. When this would happen, I wasn't entirely comfortable with it, but I rationalized to myself that it was no big deal and just kept talking with her.
What do you mean? Oh my, what do you mean you rationalized that a 16-year-old minor was being sexually? No, I don't know. I'm so angry. This is bad. This is bad, y'all. We're in for a ride. This is bad. I'm only a minute and 30 seconds in, and y'all already know what I'm thinking. We're having the same reactions. You and I, we're on the same wavelength, right? We're here. You with me? You nodding? Okay. Let's continue.
Eventually, I must have said something that sounded like a red flag to her, because at some point she started to record our conversations just in case I turned out to be some kind of predator. She showed our conversations to a YouTuber, and the YouTuber decided, yep, this guy seems like a groomer. We need to expose him. From what I've been hearing, it kind of sounds like the YouTuber started coaching the girl on how to manipulate me into saying things that would make me look bad, which wasn't what the girl wanted. But you don't have to just take my word for it. The girl has written a statement about the entire situation, giving her side of the story. I've put a link to it in the description below.
Okay, so we did talk about this, but briefly I'll read the highlighted paragraph. Ally coached me into being ally. Okay, hold on. I don't think that's the same ally. Ally coached me into being exactly what he wanted based on years of her online stalking, along with a community dedicated to bringing him down. She used the same techniques that the FBI used during sting operations, curated speaker environment, build trust, lure in, take down. Ally disrespected my wishes when I didn't want the video posted. Every person has faults, but dedicating multiple videos to someone's faults shows her true colors. She is manipulative, hateful, and absolutely not a trustworthy source of news. Many of the audio clips were cut up and put together to make them sound terrible conversations that were not real. Taking the worst elements of someone's conversations, removing all the context, and then putting things together that sound extremely sexual towards a 16-year-old. Ally tricked people into believing he was a bad person to save her dying YouTube channel. So basically, opportunistic people out here trying to gotcha a big YouTuber and then be like, yes, I'm a victim, I suppose. Like, again, I honestly, and I think I've said this before, I don't care. This is the only kind of bait works on people who would take that kind of bait. And if the owners of that bait is a person who's a 30 plus 35-year-old, okay, they are the adult in this situation, all right? You can't go to the police or the judge and be like, officer, this 15-year-old, 16-year-old, they tricked me. They tricked me into grooming them. You cannot. That does not fly, brother, all right? The onus and the responsibility for you to shut that down is on you. But let's continue.
I won't tell you what to think about it. You're welcome to read it for yourself and draw your own conclusions. So, with the YouTuber apparently instructing the girl on how to steer our conversations in an inappropriate direction, our discussions got pretty weird. I wasn't comfortable with it, and I tried to express that, but like an idiot, I just went along with it anyway.
You're not an idiot. Stop it. Stop using the term I'm an idiot. I just went with it. I wasn't no. I don't not flying, not buying. Nah. I can't. I know you. Okay. I know we gotta go. I know we gotta go forward into this video. Okay. I get it. Okay, guys. I just need you to feel my rage here because he keeps saying things that are wrong inherently. I feel like an idiot. Like this ad hominem towards himself is supposed to maybe be like, oh, he just made an oopsie whoopsie teehee. Wasn't really thinking about it because I'm such a stupid baka. Like, get the hell out of my face with that freaking anime nonsense.
Because I had gotten into the habit of being really candid around this girl and just casually responding to whatever she said, it was very easy for her to get recordings of me answering questions I shouldn't have answered and discussing topics I should not have discussed. And the YouTuber then used those recordings to make a 40-minute long video accusing me of being a groomer. Out of respect for all of the people in the world who have actually been groomed, we should use the word grooming correctly.
Sure.
Grooming is when an adult tries to establish a relationship with a child with the intention of exploiting or abusing the child. That doesn't describe what I did. I didn't develop a friendship with the girl for that reason. That wasn't my intention. I did not attempt to establish a romantic or sexual relationship with the girl. But after having my behavior explained to me as commonly associated with romance, I can understand how it was interpreted that way.
What? So he said, I had no intention, but I can see from an outside point of view that if you interpret it that way, it could look like that. But okay. The thing is, you know what? I don't even care if he's telling the truth. He probably is. He probably didn't have any intention whatsoever. I don't know this guy, and I'm not going to demonize him and say that he's something that he's saying that he's not. I'm not even trying to get that deep into weeds to understand the philosophy and the mind of a person that is Yandere Dev. Somebody is a complete stranger on the internet for me. I'm just looking at the actions from a top level approach. It's a very broad spectrum here. You were talking to an underage 16-year-old fan about things that you should not have talked about, and that is the end of story. That's where the video ends. What more do you want from us and from me, my friend? You got 12 more minutes to establish something there. You've already established that's what you did. So what exactly is it that he's going to communicate to me in this next 12 minutes that somehow makes me feel like, oh, I guess it's not that bad. I guess he's okay. I guess we're cool with what he did.
I feel like it's worth mentioning that a lot of the remarks I made only sound bad when they're out of context. For example, there was one time when the girl jokingly said, "You should make an OnlyFans." And I said, "No, that's dumb. No one would ever want to see that." Mm-hmm. And she said something like, "Come on, it's so easy to make money on OnlyFans." And when I heard that, I thought, whoa, that's a little concerning. Don't tell me that social media is brainwashing this generation to think that they should just go directly into porn the second they turn 18 because it's the best way to get rich quick. That's a little concerning. I wanted to know if she was joking or if she was being serious. So I asked her, "Are you planning to start an OnlyFans?" And of course, the YouTuber used the recording of me saying, "Are you planning to start an OnlyFans?" to frame me as someone who initiates horrifically inappropriate discussions with children, which is just completely dishonest.
I don't know if there's anything left to say about that part, but he's trying to justify the concept of talking to a kid about them. The kid sounds like a fed, by the way, right? If somebody starts talking to me and saying OnlyFans, yeah, should I? But I don't know. Let's keep going. I'm supposed to commentate for you guys here, but let's keep going.
To go point by point down the list of every single questionable or suspicious thing I said and provide context for absolutely everything, but that's not really the main issue here. For one thing, a lot of the stuff I said is just weird no matter what the context is. I'll just admit it. But more importantly, I never should have let conversations like that happen in the first place.
Ding, ding, ding.
A normal, mentally healthy adult would have just blocked the girl immediately after the very first time she said something inappropriate. But I didn't. And having to face that fact was a wake-up call that made me realize I had deteriorated mentally. So, after this whole controversy happened, I decided to take some time to just reflect and try to figure out how I had turned into the type of person who would let something like this happen. After talking it over with a lot of different people, I think I've developed an understanding of exactly how things got to this point, and I think I have the vocabulary to explain it now.
All right. This one, I am very curious to hear his response, okay? Because he's now doing reflection and he's saying, how did I get to a point in my life where I thought it was okay to talk to a 16-year-old about inappropriate conversations? What is wrong with me? And he's going to try to articulate to us specifically what is wrong with him that brought him to that point. Now I'm very curious. I want to see how someone expresses that mindset.
Over the past 10 years, I neglected absolutely every aspect of my well-being in favor of working on my video game project. I almost never left my house for any reason. I had no social life whatsoever, and I had no one that I could call a true friend. A lot of people warned me that they could see my mental health deteriorating and that I was exhibiting a lot of self-destructive behavior, and I just ignored all of them. I was lonely and depressed and miserable and getting worse every year and doing nothing to make any of it better and ignoring all of the warning signs that were being given to me. When you neglect your psychological and social needs that badly for that long, you eventually become so desperate for social interaction and positive affirmation that you become willing to have inappropriate interactions you shouldn't be having, as long as it's fulfilling the social needs that have gone completely unmet for years.
Okay. So he was a lot of criminals, a lot of terrible people in our society who have done terrible things, have done things out of loneliness, sadness, isolation, wanting the touch of another human being, or whatever you want to call it, right? So I don't empathize, because when mental health does go down in social interactions, is obviously it's self-inflicting. And to self-inflict yourself into a point where you're like, yeah, I'll take what I can get. And that's kind of what my brain went to. Like, there's plenty of people who does what he does. They work hard at something and their mental deteriorates, right? And they don't talk to 16-year-olds, right? There's plenty of people who are like, yeah, I'm desperate for human interaction, but I'm not so desperate that I'm going to start talking to kids. So I understand the logic that he is creating, but I don't think it's I was here in my life, I went down here, and so I gravitated to what I like, it. But also there is a human function that plays where, yes, plenty of human beings find themselves in terrible places, and then when they do things that they wouldn't normally do. Like some people, I don't know, you might get cheated on or something like that, and then somebody kills you. You get killed for it. Someone commits murder, right? It's like something happens to a person, with people when they get to some of their worst places mentally, and they do things that are kind of out of character. I get that. It doesn't make it right, obviously. It doesn't justify it. And I feel like that's what he's about to start painting the picture is that he was in a dark place. And I was in the dark place thing doesn't work with me, at least. Because I know plenty of people who are in dark places who are not talking to children. They're just, trying to figure it out without breaking the law. I'm not saying that he's broken the law, I'm just talking about in general. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, not every person who has bad things happening to them then go out and do bad things. That's all I'm trying to communicate.
Acknowledging all of this was step one. Step two was determining what I would have to change about my life in order to repair the damage that I had done to my psyche over the past 10 years.
Okay.
So I decided to just step back from game development for 3 months to just work on myself and try to develop a more healthy lifestyle. I started seeing a therapist. I started leaving my house and going outside and interacting with other human beings. I experimented with hobbies that don't involve the use of a computer screen. I found a much better work-life balance. And most importantly of all, I made friends. I developed a social life. I made meaningful connections with people my age. That made a bigger difference than anything else.
Okay.
I no longer feel so desperate for social interaction that I'd be willing to have inappropriate conversations just to fill some gap in my life. I feel like I've removed the weaknesses and vulnerabilities that enabled this entire situation to happen in the first place. It's worth mentioning that sometime after this entire controversy started, 2 images started to circulate. These images are fake Discord screenshots depicting interactions between me and children that have never actually happened.
All right, what are the screenshots, dog? Yandere says, happy 12th birthday. Happy... What? Stop playing games, dog. Stop. Oh my God. Yeah, now I remember this screenshot. So the top left one, if you can't read it, says, happy 12th birthday. Thank you. That's a big age for a young woman. Has your... I don't know if I feel comfortable answering that. It's fine. I'll keep it a secret. Y'all, that's insane. And then the second screenshot says, okay, sure, I'll send them tomorrow. I'm at school right now. He said, that's fine. Looking forward to it. What do you want in the video, though? I've never taken a nude before. I don't mind. Anything is fine. It's only illegal if you report it, and I trust you won't. So, like, both of these comments, if you told me it's fabricated, I would probably believe it. It looks like a Fed. This is Fed behavior when someone's trying to, like, get somebody. Like, it looks like a curated conversation where someone said, like, hey, how do I make this person look terrifyingly, like a bad person? Here's the conversation piece, right? There's no believability in it. But if he's saying that it's not him, it looks curated, but I could be wrong.
These images were either created in Photoshop or made by an impersonator using my username and avatar. This isn't the way that people speak to other people. This is the way that you write dialogue when you're trying to make a comical image for the internet to laugh at.
Yes.
These are not real.
Okay.
Another piece of information I would like to address would be the claim that I was grooming this girl ever since she was 9 years old. That's not true. Apparently, she sent me an email 7 years ago. I'm assuming it was just typical fan mail. I always respond to every fan who contacts me, so I must have replied and said something like, hey, thanks for your kind words, glad you liked the game. But just the fact that she had contacted me when she was 9, and then later she contacted me again last year, somehow magically transformed into a narrative that I had been grooming her for 7 years straight. No, that's not what happened. That's just something that people made up. But even though I didn't harm a child, even though I didn't traumatize or victimize anyone, I do feel that I've made mistakes that I need to apologize for.
I'm gonna have, this is, all right, don't come at my throat for this, okay? This is not sympathy. Situations now with AI getting crazy and technology and just the social media in general, misinformation is terrifying. Like, put yourself in a situation where you didn't do anything wrong, at least in your eyes, right? And then you have hundreds, thousands of people creating purposefully misinformation, right? That is not true about you, and people believe it, right? And you're just like, that's not me. And yet hundreds of thousands, millions of people, impressions are looking at that. I'm like, damn, that's nasty. That dude is disgusting. Trying to fight against the agenda of misinformation is probably terrifying in this age of the internet, because verifying truth and falsehoods, even if you do claim that it's false, even if you prove everything, you can still get got. People will be like, nah, I'm just going to condemn it. I'm just going to believe it. I'm just going to believe it. I'm going to stop trying to confirm, kind of thing. I can see that being pretty scary when it comes to false allegations. It sounds like what Yandere Dev is trying to say here is that his worst mistake was having inappropriate conversations with a 16-year-old, which is still enough to be like, bro, that's not cool. But he's trying to say also that he wasn't trying to sexualize her or groom her or any of those kinds of things. Which I also think the problem lies in the fact is that this girl decided to take action to try to fed him, right? Because this could have been a situation where if she kept going along, then eventually it could have turned into something romantic, which could have been, like, it could have gone in that direction if, she didn't decide to try to, expose him the way that she did. It could have been a thing that could have turned into that. And could you say that's the process of grooming, where you're having inappropriate conversations with a younger person and then eventually you become into a relationship with them? I would say yes.
I allowed myself to deteriorate into a person who was making horrible decisions on a regular basis that not only harmed me, but also the people around me. By making some incredibly stupid and careless remarks during conversations I should not have been having, I created a huge, completely unnecessary scandal and made myself into a figure who is so controversial that people are afraid to be associated with me or have any kind of connection to my game. As a result, people who enjoyed contributing to the project had to quit. YouTubers who enjoyed playing the game had to stop. Companies had to sever all ties with me. And a lot of fans were deeply hurt and upset. I'm sorry for having stupid, inappropriate conversations I never should have had. I'm sorry for neglecting myself until I created problems for everyone around me. I'm sorry to all of the people who I ignored when they warned me countless times that my behavior was becoming more and more self-destructive. And I'm also sorry for one other thing. After this whole controversy started, people started targeting anyone associated with me or my project for harassment. People even targeted the girl that I spoke to, spreading misinformation about her and spamming her with horrible images. It's one thing to screw up your own life, but it's another thing entirely to screw up so badly that you bring hate and abuse and harassment into the lives of others just for being associated with you. I am deeply sorry for that. I just hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
Okay. So his apologies specifically being, I'm sorry for having inappropriate conversations with this 16-year-old. He's establishing that his intention was not anything malicious or disgusting or naughty or nasty or any of these things. And he's also saying there's a lot of misinformation that's going out there as well. And then he's apologizing to people he, said that, he neglected their advice. Yeah, we don't care about that. That's not, the main group of people. But yeah, the point of this video, I feel like that Yandere Dev is trying to establish is that the biggest thing and crime that he did was have a inappropriate conversation with somebody who was 16 that he should not have done. But it wasn't supposed to be something that was taken in a way where he was trying to intentionally use her or abuse her or turn things into something that was disgusting. That's what he's trying to establish here, is that he was a baka idiot who basically was lonely and was trying to have a conversation with somebody who was feeding him said conversation.
Well, now that I've owned up to what I did wrong and established that I'm not a groomer, where do we go from here? Well, I don't think that 3 months of self-care are enough to magically fix every flaw I've ever had. I'm sure I still have plenty of room for self-improvement, but I'm doing a lot better mentally now than I was before, and I think I'm ready to get back to work. I'm going to continue releasing updates for the game, and I'm going to continue releasing videos on my secondary channel. I understand that there's probably going to be less people contributing to the game, less people playing the game, and less people supporting the game, but I just have to live with that. No matter what kind of numbers I have, whether it's views or downloads or income or anything else, I'm still going to keep working on the game. It's too important to me for me to ever give up on it.
You better finish the freaking game. He's been playing. He's been trying to make this game for 10 years. All right. I don't care if I got caught for murder. Right. If y'all want to call me a murderer, I'm like, look, I don't care. Yeah. I murdered like 10 people just today. Okay. But I've been working on I've been working on this video game for 10 years. Before they put me in jail and lock me up, I will finish this goddamn game. Just goddamn to make it. This man, again, so much stuff unavoidable. One conversation with one fan, several conversations with one fan, basically unearthing everything that you've been doing for years. The sheer amount of undoing and damage that this thing is creating, astronomical. And I can see that mentally messing with your head. You know, you working on something for your entirety of your life for it to get undone. Man, oh man. Again, not me sharing sympathy, okay, as a fellow murderer here or nothing like that. And I'm just racist, okay? I don't murder people, but jeez, bro, this is, I don't know, man. This is why I tell you guys to stay safe out on these streets. No new friends. Keep your circle small, all right? And also, you know, just be a little level-headed. Okay, it's not difficult. Again, I understand he's doing the block, but it's not difficult to just not talk to a kid. It's not a challenge. It's not a, oh man, I'm so sad and lonely. A kid wants to, no. What? No. There's no way where I'm going to be like, yeah, I get it. That doesn't exist here for me. Not in my brain.
There's a lot I would like to say about the current state of Yandere Simulator and the future of the project.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
That's not what you click this.
Yeah, we don't care about that. Continue.
Just in case it wasn't already clear, I just want to firmly state that I don't blame the girl for anything that happened. And I don't want anyone to harass her or make fun of her in the comments.
Yeah, we get it. We get that. Don't send any hate towards her.
Over the years, there have been a lot of other controversies as well. Some of them I never addressed at all, and others I attempted to address, but I just mishandled it and botched it and made things even worse. So eventually, I'd like to make a video, kind of like this one, where I actually address those past controversies properly.
This man has past. See, I'm not hip to the whole controversy of Yandere Dev, but there's more. But wait, there's more. What did he do? Oh my god, dog! Just go make your video game. Stop making videos. Go make your video game, man. Why you not out here just finishing? Why it take you 10 years in the first place to make this goddamn game, man?
I can't guarantee when it will happen, but it is something that I do want to do in the future. With that said, there is one false accusation that I think is relevant enough to address now rather than later. I don't want this to turn into a long
Okay, what is it?
Under the impression that I advocate for abolishing the age of consent and replacing it with a sex license. No, that is not true.
What?
10 years ago, in 2014, I had a debate with someone about whether or not age should be the sole determining factor in deciding whether or not to judge someone as an adult. I argued that just because someone has blown out an arbitrary number of candles on their birthday cake, that doesn't necessarily guarantee that they are competent enough to make certain life-changing decisions. If you want to drive a car, you have to pass a driving exam and earn a driver's license. So I thought, what if it worked the same way with becoming an adult?
I cannot. Wait a minute. Is bro cooking? Wait a minute. Is bro actually cooking? Does there need to be an exam? Like a tune-in exam? Like a wait a minute. We only, you know, base people on their maturity based on, like, you know, if they go to school and their education. But does there need to be like are you an adult license? Because I don't know. He might be onto something here. There's a lot of grown people who are still just big ass children who don't understand the basic concepts of what it means to coming into an adulthood, responsibility. Maybe they don't even understand taxes. They don't understand their dues to society. They don't understand, like, there is, I'm not against the concept. Now, the sex card, don't put me in that. I don't know all about that. But there could be some type of education thing where it's like, hey, you're about to step into adulthood. These are the things that you need to know that's about to happen. You're no longer a kid. Here are the new rules. And this is what can happen to you that now that you're an adult, and here's what you need to understand. But that's what your parents are supposed to do. I don't think like, you know, the United States of America is supposed to be like, hey, everybody, you're about to become an adult. And here's the here's the exam into adulthood. I think that is a familiar thing to do, but I'm not against, you know, making people more I want to say, or no, less ignorant of what it is, because there are some things that I would have wanted to learn about adulthood that I did not learn until I just literally became an adult and made the mistakes that I made.
What if there was some sort of exam or test that you had to pass in order to be recognized as an adult and authorized to make certain purchases and decisions?
Yes, like for school loans.
Well, if you think about it for like 2 seconds, you can immediately identify like a million problems with that concept. And that's because it's not an idea that I put any thought into.
Sure, yeah.
It's not some deeply held personal belief that I will die defending. It was just a random hypothetical thought experiment I came up with 10 years ago while I was being contrarian towards someone in an argument. But sadly, that's just one of dozens of random offhand remarks I've made over the years that have been screenshotted and used to paint a completely inaccurate picture of who I am and what beliefs I hold. So I think that when I eventually make a video to address past controversies properly...
I'm done. There's only 20 seconds left. I don't care anymore. I'm done. Let's take a look at some of the top comments. He really snatched the first YouTuber apology of the year spot. The second that child brought up anything inappropriate, you should have blocked right away. Maybe with a final message telling them it's inappropriate so they can learn from it. No ifs, no buts. They shouldn't have been entertained beyond that point. I think that's the kind of the thing that everyone here is saying here, bro. If a child is saying anything to you about anything sexual, out, gone, wrong. You shouldn't even be in the conversation in the first place, right? You should already be kind of skeptical. But then that comes into the play. That's the biggest red flag that you can think in the life of lives. Get the hell out and shut that shit down. We live in a world where Yandere Dev made a better apology video than James Somerton and Colleen Ballinger. That's who it was, James Somerton. And yes, it was a better apology video than both James Somerton and Colleen Ballinger. Their apologies were, oh my God, legendarily terrible. Or rather, insane man with an insane background. This is one of the most sane apologies we've had in a while. I'm really impressed that at least one person admits their mistakes here. Others will usually just try to cover everything up. Ooh. Who we talking about? This apology is surprisingly good. We are not a week into 2024. We've got a Yandere Dev apology. I definitely see where Yandere Dev is coming from when he said he didn't see a problem with a 16-year-old, because when he was 16, he was talking to grown adults. We live in a generation where anything can be exaggerated to make someone seem like a horrible human being, simply just for the fame and money. I'm proud of Yandere Dev for coming forward with a situation in which the best good luck in the game. I'm surprised it's the most calm apology I've seen. Yeah. No crying, no screaming, no yelling or anything like that. I agree with that. For the accusations that were levied against him, my man was talking like a normal dude. I give him that he didn't fall into any of that emotional manipulative stuff. It didn't feel like he was trying to be manipulative. The only thing was the whole I'm an idiot remark. I feel like that is a bit kind of like, you know, it's you know. Anyway, guys, that's the Yandere apology. Oh man, what is there left to say? I'm not here to pass judgment. I'm not here to tell you guys to condemn this man or not. I'm not here to say like, okay, he's an evil man, and everyone cancel this guy or anything like that. I see a circumstance and a situation where this guy created a problem for himself and kind of dug himself into a hole over something that was really freaking stupid and didn't need to happen. But he's doing his best from his POV to express that his intent was not to be creepy or sexual whatsoever. That's his goal, is to be like, yeah, it was something that I was talking to, but it wasn't meant to be in the way that it was. Again, I already talked to you guys about the concept of grooming, is that if this was a situation where she didn't become a fed and started trying to turn on him or anything, it could have led to what people would constitute as grooming. That's kind of what it would have evolved to, especially if she would have showed romantic interest and he would have expressed that back. But I digress. It did not get to that point, so I'm not here as a fortune teller to say what would or would not have happened. All I can really say is damn, that's crazy. You guys can let me know your thoughts. I've obviously been communicating mine out through the entire process of this video, and that's the Yandere Dev apology, the first one for 2024. And obviously more of that to come, because that's just how the world works now. YouTuber apologies will be taking over. Oh boy, here we go again. We have a new update from Twitch literally as I am recording and making this video from you guys. The Twitch meta has been insane. Twitch.tv, you guys, streaming service. And ever since they tried to be like, hey guys, here's how you guys can do nudity, you know, tasteful nudes basically, there has been a freaking huge campaign of OnlyFans girls and women's coming out there and just topless, showing, just doing whatever the hell they want with their bodies and trying to be like, hey guys, welcome to, just turning it into a campsite, okay? It's been infested, and there's been trend after trend after trend of these girls literally pushing this specific bar and agenda as far as they can. They're like, yeah, what can I get away with? Can I show this? Can I show that? I guess I can. I'll get banned for 2 days and come back. Ooh, can I do this? Boom. Oh, I guess I can. I'll just do this for 2 days. But it works for them because they get more publicity. They channel more people into their OnlyFans, yada, yada, yada. And then like Twitch has become this, now you just go to the just chatting page and it's it's exactly what you think it is. It's a bunch of people who are trying to bend the rules and show you their ass or the titties or whatever. They want to show you whatever they can in their assets and guide you to OnlyFans. That's exactly what the meta has become. Twitch, though, has now created another one. I told you guys. I said it. Go back to the video where we talked about this. I said that Twitch is going to walk back, okay? When the advertisers start pulling out, okay? No pun intended. When they start pulling out and it becomes a freaking site where there's a bunch of nudity all over the place, they're not going to be able to sustain that, bro. They said, we want Twitch to be a place where all communities feel welcome. You spend so much time with us, and it's important that you have a consistently positive experience. Read up on the recent changes to our entire policy that serve this goal. Okay, what is this now? What are you doing? Are you moving the goalposts yet again? Where's the artistic nudity? Is that gone? What are you doing, Twitch? We are updating the entire portion of our community guidelines to prohibit implied nudity while streaming on Twitch. This update is in response to a recent meta on Twitch in which streamers use black censor bars or other items to block their bodies or clothing, or position the camera frame such that the viewer is led to believe that the streamer is fully or partially nude. What? They're destroying the meta so the implied nudity, okay, now Twitch has finally put their foot down. This is what I said that they should be doing, which is what YouTube does, by the way, okay? Well, for the most part. But if there is any kind of implied nudity whatsoever, if you look like you being naked on YouTube, YouTube will be like, yeah, you look like you're trying to be naked, and then bam, you get age restricted. No questions asked, channel deleted, excommunicado, okay? It's freaking John Wick out here. So now Twitch is saying, look, all right, we tried to give y'all some freedom. That freedom backfired, and everyone told us how this was going to be bad. We told you from the beginning, Twitch. We said this is going to happen if you do this. You did it anyway, and now you're finally doing what it is that we said that you should probably have done in the first place. I guess at least they're listening, but they said here, while most streamers have labeled their content appropriately with the sexual themes label and are wearing clothing behind the object or outside the camera frame, for many users, the thumbnails of this content can be disruptive to their experience on Twitch. While content labeled with sexual themes label isn't displayed on the homepage, this content is displayed within the category browse directories, and we recognize that many users frequent these pages to find content on Twitch. This update goes into effect today. So this is what I told you guys about, is that if you just go to the just chatting situation, or let's say there's like a new game that comes out, right? And everyone's playing it, one of the girls will come out there and be like, hey, I'm playing this new game, right? And the game will be like this small right here on the bottom right of the screen, right? And then the camera will be zoned on their bodies that have been oiled down, and then boobies that stop right underneath where they would show. Like, that's basically what they were doing. Like, playing a new game. You cannot see the game. You gotta like squint, bro. You gotta have a magnifying glass to see what game they're playing. Some of the girls weren't even playing games. They would put on a YouTube video and watch someone do a let's play and pretend. It was pretty creative. Anyway, for those areas of the body where coverage is required, the coverage must be fully opaque sheer or partially see-through clothing does not constitute coverage. Note also, the streamers must appropriately categorize their content. For example, streamers that use the attire exception that is granted when streaming near a pool or a hot tub are expected to use the pools, hot tubs, and beaches category when classifying this content. While at times we simply reclassify the stream into the appropriate category, repeated failure to appropriately classify a stream will lead to an enforcement action. So here's the thing about this. This is good. This is good. This is a W. Ban these people. Sorry, I'm raising my voice. Twitch, ban them. Stop playing games and just ban people, all right? Then you'll get the site that you want. Create the consequences. Right now, there is no freaking consequences for any of these people out here breaking these rules. None. They will return, okay? To be continued. There are girls out there who have like 8, 9, 10 bans in 1 year for doing the same thing, brother. What is the point of banning them when they will just return and come? There is none because there's no consequence. That's the whole point. I better scroll down and I better see harsher penalties. Make them permanent. Then you will get the site that you want to regulate because people will be afraid of you. Listen to what people are saying and create a website that you feel like, you know, you would want to bring any advertiser to and be like, hey, here's our website. We stream stuff, and then not get invited with a big old bag of movies. Anyway, our goal with this and other recent changes is to make Twitch a safe and welcoming place for all the communities that call it home, improve the clarity of our policies, and ensure that people have experienced blah, blah, blah. We're currently working on the ability to blur thumbnails for content labeled using sexual theme label, plus user settings that will allow a user to filter their Twitch viewing experience based upon the preference for content label with CCL, content classified label CL. Great. That's another step in the right direction. So people don't accidentally go to Twitch and have a big old butt just shoved in their face as they're scrolling down. Give the people the power to just not see that. Like the incognito person to just not have to see that. That's it. If you want to sell sex on your platform, go for it. I don't care. Just make it not so freaking easily accessible. Make sure that people who can see it are of the right age. Put it behind the proper categories and the tags, and don't make it. Just do that. And if you want to have that be the back door where people want to come in and creep in and start being, then we're good to go. I don't think anyone's complaining. And then also make punishments for the people who break the rules actually like stick. And I think we're all deja vu. So the new meta is to, you know, basically lift it up 2 inches. All right. So instead of just showing it, it looks like it's implied nudity, lift it up 2 inches. And now you can see a slither. This is if I am them, if I'm an OnlyFans girl and I'm like, all right, what do we do next? What's up, ladies? What's the next way we're getting away with this? Right. I am somehow just making it so that like 2 inches in there, you can see some clothing, right? Or I don't know. I get creative, but I guarantee you, you know, it doesn't fix everything, but this is a step in the right direction. All right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. There's more things I wanted to talk about, but I'm tired, so we'll save it for Friday. Okay, I'll make a nice, hopefully a good Friday video for you guys as well. I'm trying to drop every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sometimes you might not get a Friday one if there's nothing special going on, or if I'm just sleepy, I need to, you know, rest up or anything like that. But thanks for watching. If you guys haven't already, and if you've been enjoying the show, you've watched several episodes of me, please do me a favor. Our goal is to hit 1 million subscribers by the end of this year, and I could use your help. Okay, if you just want to support me and you don't want to give me $1 million, then just give me 1 like and 1 sub every time you come by, and keep watching and tell your friends about me, and hopefully we can make that a thing. I love you guys. Y'all stay safe on these streets, and I'll catch you on the next time. All right, peace.